Hello everyone, welcome to Level Up. There's only 1 month left for your preparation for CUET PG. Now the question arises, how to prepare for the exam in the last 1 month. Today I'm going to give you certain tips to understand and study the ancient Indian history. When we are studying ancient Indian history, there are certain elements that are more likely to come in the exam. Why? Because in ancient period, we have lack of certain concrete facts, and rather there are references to textual sources. There are references to sources in particular. So your focus should be primarily on certain aspect that we can know in the perspective of ancient period. First of all, the names of certain texts, right? To know about ancient India, we have to look at the sources, primarily the ancient Indian sources. So, when if you are dealing any source from historical period, from say Harappan civilization to Vedic civilization to Mahajanpad to Maurya, post Maurya, Gupta, in southern India, Sangam. Okay, the question that you need to ask is how. So how can be answered by looking at the sources. For every period, you need to note down the sources and the authors, right? What are the sources for Vedic period? Say 4 Vedas. What are the parts of Vedas? Okay, there are 4 parts. Okay, if you have Upanishad, which Upanishad belongs to which text, right? So that will be one part of your understanding of the text, right? Then there will be canonical text, there will be non-canonical text. For every religion, there will be canonical, non-canonical. Buddhism, Jainism, Vaishnavism, Shaivism, right? Then we will have different kind of sources: literary source, archaeological source, epigraphical source, numismatic source. Sources are the significant portion of ancient historical narrative, right? If you have done the sources very well, a lot of your work has been already done. Second thing, have you done with the sources? Then move on to understand the political history. And when we are talking about political history, we will dealing with dynasties. All the major dynasties, not just the larger one, but also the smaller one. So we will deal with prominent dynasty. When we are talking about Vedic period, we will talk about the battle of Dasharajana and the 5 principalities, the five lineages that you find in this context. When you talk about the Mahajanpad period, you must be knowing about 16 Mahajanpadas and their capitals and their location, right? Thirdly, when we are talking about the Mauryan Empire, the Magad state, what are the different areas that are involved in this context, right? Which are the major dynasties? So if you have Mauryas, and you have post-Mauryas, what are there in post-Mauryas? Then we have post-Mauryas, we have Shungas, we have Kanvas, we have Shakas, we have Pahlavas, we have we have Kushanas, right? We have Satvahans, we have Vakataks, we have Guptas, right? In southern India, we look at the southern Indian state, we will have the Cheras, Cholas, Pandyas, Keral Putras, right? Then we will have certain republics or oligarchies. We have certain smaller states, Audambaras, Yodhayas, right? Uh, the Lichavis, right? So all these smaller and larger dynasties, the Ganga rulers, so you have to keep in mind क्या time period है, what are the areas that you have to look at them, ठीक है? And if there is an important ruler, so if you have Mauryas, at least 3 to 4 rulers you need to know. First, Chandragupta Maurya, then you have to know Bindusar, then you have to know Ashok, and lastly the last ruler, Brihadrath. किसी भी dynasty में you need to know the first and the last ruler at least, right? If not more. Then if you are talking about Shunga, you have Pushyamitra Shunga. Shungas are not very relevant for CUET PG, right? So if we talk about Satvahana, we should be knowing Gautami Putra Satkarni. We should be knowing Hala, right? If we are talking about the Kushana, we should know Kajula Cadphises, Vema Cadphises, and Kanishka, right? If we are talking about Gupta, we need to know Chandragupta, Samudragupta, Chandragupta II, Samudragupta II, Kumaragupta, right? So for each dynasties, some important rulers needs to be known. That will be a major part of your political history. Okay. Then the next thing comes is administration. The administration you will have a kind of administrative apparatus. Who are the major officials? Okay. For example, Maurya, you will be having Amatyas. So Amatyas will be official. Who are the city administrators? what are the divisions according to different people. ठीक है, so Megasthenes give you a different kind of division of the state, right? Kautilya give you the Saptang theory, ठीक है, which has a different kind of orientation, right? And the historical sources give you another third picture. So according to that you have to trace these ideas. ठीक है, तो what were the kind of divisions of the state, ठीक है, what in southern India, what are the mandals, what are the nadus, what are the valnadus, ठीक है, ये सारे divisions it will help you in understanding the political history. ठीक है, economic histories में coinages, what are the different kind of coins that were prevalent, right? कौन से उसमें आपको कौन से coins मिलते हैं, तो कहाँ कौन से period में आपको कौन से coins मिलते हैं, तो पंचमार्क coin in the modern period, the post modern you will find the use of silver coins and the initiation of the figure of the ruler, right? The obverse and the reverse. तो obverse में क्या होगा, reverse में क्या होगा, right? Purity of the gold, which metal was used, copper used, silver used, copper gold used, which dynasty was prominent in using gold. So we have use in Kushan as well, in the Gupta period, very significant use of gold, right? So economic terms में market is important. Economic terms में you have basically the land distribution, what kind of agrarian structure was there, what kind of taxation system was there, right? So economic, this aspect will be covered, and cultural you will have religion. So development of Buddhism, development of Vaishnavism, Shaivism, Puranic literature, Vedic literature, right? Which period is defined by which religion, which custom, which culture, right? These will part of your cultural apparatus. So if you are dealing with Buddhism, right? What are the different elements of Buddhism? What are the major features of Buddhism, right? Who are the founder of Buddhism? And if you find these kind of narrative, ठीक है, तो how in different periods of time these culture prevailed, ठीक है, मॉडर्न में क्या डेवलप हो रहा है, बुद्धिज्म, हु आर द रूलर्स हु प्रमोटिंग पर्टिकुलर रिलीजन, तो बुद्धिज्म के तो आपको बहुत मिलेंगे, फ्रॉम अशोक, राइट, वी हैव कहते हैं कनिष्क, राइट, we have Bimbasar, we have Ajatshatu. Jainism you will have Kharvel, right? Vaishnavism and Shaivism you will have the Gupta rulers, right? So culture and religion is another significant point that you need to cater. So ancient period में you have to focus a lot on the sources and what we get out of these sources. Terminology is बहुत important है, glossary बहुत important है, because generally we'll find कि certain Sanskrit language terms or Prakrit language terms will be used to denote certain things. So there will be certain particular words that will be used for particular thing. So Sita land है, या फिर you will find ताम्र अभिलेख हैं, ठीक है, या फिर इफ यू हैव सर्टेन एलिमेंट्स, ठीक है, रिलेटेड टू कल्चर, राइट, that will be part of your certain terminology, right? So you need to know the terms. Amatya is a very specific term that is used for administration, right? So you have to know the particular glossaries कि किस term का क्या significance है, भूमि छिद्र न्याय क्या होता है, right? So to glossary need to be taken into consideration in a very important manner. Sources need to be taken into consideration. Plus आपको जो है you have to know the particular dynastic names, ठीक है? These things will help you in preparing ancient period in a very significant way. वरना क्या होगा कि आप पढ़ते रह जाएंगे, will not be able to remember. तो बहुत important चीज़ है कि जब आप पढ़ रहे हो, please mark the keyword. वो कीवर्ड ही याद रखिए, क्योंकि पूरा इतना बड़ा नैरेटिव आप याद नहीं रख पाएंगे. यू हैव टू रिमेंबर द कीवर्ड कि वो कीवर्ड है और उसका क्या मतलब है, ठीक है? इफ यू रीड इन दिस वे, इफ यू बेसिकली मेक टेबल्स इन दिस वे, टर्मिनोलॉजीज, डायनेस्टीज, सोर्सेज, then you will be able to pinpoint your preparation and will be able to save a lot of time mugging up things, ठीक है? So I hope it will be useful for you to prepare for your exam. We'll give you such tips for all other mediums and all other timelines which will help you prepare in a much better way. Thank you very much.